Alright, welcome to Small KINE Fishing. Today we are cutting up a 14.5 pound skipjack tuna, or in Hawaii we call it an aku. These are super good eating, very similar kind of meat to ahi, a little bit bloodier. Some guys prefer this over ahi because of the extra flavor, but yeah, they're really good, sustainable kind of fish to eat because they spawn really quickly and they grow really quickly. So just like mahi, they're like super good, super sustainable fish to eat. So we're gonna start off by sharpening the knife. Unfortunately, I don't have the same kind of nice electric fancy ass what's it called, knife sharpener that Rev does, but I'm also not Rev, so I can't cut this fish as well as he does, but you know, I'll do my best. This is how I cut fish, so you know, feel free to have at it in the comments, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the initial kind of cuts are going to be made right back there and then straight down. That, and then the same thing on this side, right underneath the fin. Right by the collar, and then up to the head. Like that. Okay. And next, I do this cut right under the bottom fins. And then one nice cut right here. We can zoom in on this really quick. So just follow that. So you're just opening up the belly cavity and coming around by the bunghole. Okay, so also some backstory with cutting fish. So my dad's a fisherman, so I grew up kind of being around fish and kind of watching my dad cut fish. So I mean, everything that I know has just been kind of what I learned from when I was little, and then I stopped fishing for quite a few years, and then as soon as I got my first boat, that's when I started fishing again. So had to relearn everything and kind of put together things by memory. So it is what it is. So I'll come around on this side and then show you how to remove the head. Just one big sweep and it comes out. Oh, this is a female with the whole head cavity. So some egg sacs here. I'm gonna keep these. These are actually really good to eat. If you had seen the other video, we had some heavy eggs as well, which are a delicacy in Hawaii.
Totally missed your hand.
It's okay. Okay. So a lot of guys like to take off the belly at this point, or you can just start, you know, making the initial cuts, but up to you. You know, everyone does their fish cutting a little bit differently. This is how I do it. So you can come over here. So once you got the head off, then we can start to make the next incisions.
I can't see it.
So just right on the top portion like that. And then just really tracing that top bone. It's a little bit hard over here, but hold on. This is the one part that's really tricky with the akus and any kind of tuna is that this bone right here, this cartilage, is extremely tough. So you gotta really just do that. And then it's just a matter of cutting through the stomach cavity, tracing the bone. Making those same kind of cuts on top. So this is not the knife to use too for small processing of fish, but it's the only one I have at the moment. I usually use a smaller knife. Then we can just run. Come off. And what you're left with, oh, that was bad, but what you're left with here is 1/2. So obviously this cut wasn't too great. I was kind of rushing things, and there's still some meat left on the bone, but it's actually good because, you know, you can always scrape this meat and just fry it right up or throw it in some poke or, you know, whatever it is that you like to do with extra meat. Nothing is wasted here in Hawaii, and actually people like a little bit more meat on the bones anyways, because aku bone is a delicacy here as well, and basically that's just a matter of salt, pepper, the bones, and then just frying that right up in oil, and it gets real crispy and the meat just comes off. It's super delicious. So yeah, I mean there's still a lot of meat on the bones, but we're gonna fry this up later on the grill or in a pan, and, you know, make sure we eat this. So yeah, and then for this part we're gonna take off the belly here. So I don't know, this is how Rev showed me, kind of. No, actually he did it like this, where it's like that angle. But basically you're just taking off this center bone here, or this bone right by the belly. So just tracing it. And this is another thing that guys really like to eat, is aku belly. So you can fry this up, you can use it as bait. Really good. And that's how we, like I said, we make use of every part of the fish. So, you know, you can make use of the head too and make that into soup. You can make use of the bones or the belly. And of course, you got the prized fillets, which is always good. All right. So same thing with the other side. But first, let me come on this side of the table. So same thing. Just gonna come under here, right at the tail end. Make an incision and just ride the bone. So we're just taking off once again this belly. So we have two bellies. And we got these nice halves here. So in just a bit, the other half of this video is going to be me kind of chopping this up, making it into poke. We're going to do a spicy aku poke, which is very similar in taste to like a spicy ahi. And this is going to be for our baby's, what is it called? Baby shower. So hopefully, I mean, it'll be enough poke for sure for all of our friends and family that are coming today. So yeah, excited. So just gonna kind of break this down really quick. Just cutting it right along the bone. Okay. Same thing on this side, right along the bone. And I already know some guys can be like, oh, your cuts are so messy, bro, like whatever. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. You know, all of this meat, although it doesn't maybe not look pretty, we do make use of all of this. So at some point or another, this is gonna be food for someone.
Hate is gonna hate.
Hate is gonna hate. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that behind the camera is my wife, who is carrying our child right now, who will be very happy to eat some poke as soon as she gives birth. But she's looking at this right now, drooling on the other side of the camera because she hasn't been able to eat any poke in 8 months, because baby's coming next month. Or, well, basically next month.
A month and a half.
Month and a half, yeah. So. So after this, I'm gonna also cut out the bloodline, because no one really likes the taste of blood, at least poke, in their poke. And aku is more of a bloody fish than ahi, so yeah, we're gonna do that in just a moment. So this is what we're left with. Okay, so just gonna remove the skin now. It's just a matter of making an incision. This is definitely not the right knife to do it with. Usually a skinnier knife is better, but just really making an incision and then running along the bottom of the fish. Oh, that was bad. But I can cut that off. But yeah, basically you're just kind of making an incision down and then running it across. So I won't spare you, I'll spare you guys the boring part of this, and the next scene we'll go into is cubing it up, dicing it up for poke, and then that process. So this is gonna be all of the ingredients that we're gonna put in for this spicy aku poke. Woo, Tobiko. So we're just gonna dice some onions, and then I'm gonna go right across and dice these. All the culinary experts are gonna be like, dude, you know how to cut an onion? Well, I learned this little trick from my boy Gordon Ramsay. No, but my friend Hunter, who's a culinary chef, he said making the kind of lateral cuts first. Actually, wait, lateral is this way. The horizontal cuts first, and then the lateral cuts helps to make it a little bit more even. Of course, I didn't do it right, but the same end result. It'll still turn out to be good diced onions. Puppy Appa watching, trying to wait for some scraps. She knows already that when the fish is in the kitchen, then when the fish is in the kitchen, she gets at least a little sample of it. A little bit of green onion. Fresher the ingredients, the better tasting the end result. Excuse the ambulance. Okay, so there's no real right way to do it. I mean, maybe there is, but the way that I like to kind of make poke cuts, I just do it by eye. So I'll make, the nice lateral cuts first, kind of evenly. Like that. My knife is not as sharp as the one that Rev had in that other video, but yeah, so I'll make a few nice lateral cuts first, and then you can kind of see what you're working with.
She's ready.
Give Appa a little piece.
Make her sit.
Sit. Good girl. Okay.
Oh, pal.
So check out the quality on this meat. Woo! Nothing beats fresh. All right. Okay. And then for this one, I'm gonna do just real kind of small cubes, because I think the texture comes out a little bit better. But so I'm gonna kind of make my cuts how wide I intend to make them, and then just all the way across, kind of just, well, let's see. And it's a little bit easier. So we'll start with a little bit first, just to show you guys. So I have 3 lateral cuts, and I can do my horizontal cuts. that leaves us with nice cubes of poke, fresh aku poke. So I'll move this aside, and I'll do the same thing. And then we'll cut for intermission in just a moment. And this is kind of really popular in Hawaii. This is how we like to eat our aku. Some guys like to fry it up, make katsu. Some guys like to poke them or sashimi them. But this is a pretty basic way just to eat our food here, or eat our fish here. And a lot of guys on the mainland say, you know, they don't really like the taste of aku, but here in Hawaii, like I said, it's a really good eating fish if you know how to make it properly. So we'll go ahead and put this in our bowl. And then get started with the next step. Nice little poke cubes like that. And you can see the quality is real fresh. Look at that. Ooh. Nice. All right, can I do a pan? So, for those of you that might be like, you know, what is the exact recipe? You know, how much are the proportions for each? I can't really give you that answer because everything we do is kind of to taste. So, you know, I don't know exactly how much I'm putting of each ingredient, but I'll go ahead and taste it in between to make sure it tastes good and the flavor is pretty evenly spread across. So right now we're gonna add some Kewpie Mayo. This is gonna be a spicy kind of Kewpie based poke. So this Kewpie Mayo stops farting on me. Add some Kewpie Mayo first. Okay. Then, because this is a spicy, we do need some sriracha. So go ahead and put some sriracha in there. Okay. Sesame oil to add that oil flavor to the fish. So like a decent amount, not too much. Okay. And then we can always add a little bit more. Add a little bit more later. You can't add less. So, you know, make sure you're kind of being conservative if you're not sure how much to add of each ingredient. Adding some Tobiko in now. Everyone likes Tobiko.
Debatable.
Well, my wife does not always appreciate the Tobiko, but I think it's good in poke. Add some special shoyu. A little bit of Hawaiian salt. So, Papa, relax. So just a sprinkle of Hawaiian salt. Okay. And then we're gonna add our green onions. And some of our onions as well. So check that out. Before we mix it up, look at that. Look at those ingredients in there and look at the spread. And now it's time to mix it up. Hold on. Just have to make sure. So we'll go ahead and mix it up.
That looks so good already.
My wife is drooling and she knows that in a few months, or in a couple months, actually, well, in a month and a half basically, she'll be able to eat this again.
You can have a little bit.
You can have a taste, you can try it, but you can't eat too much. It has a high mercury content, and mercury is not good for babies. So it looks already like we could use a little bit more Kewpie. So add a little bit more Kewpie in there. And then I'll mix it up again. So Kewpie is just the Japanese version of mayo, basically, and it has a little bit more flavor, in my opinion, than regular mayonnaise. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay. So that's what we're left with for now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a chopsticks and then give it a taste. Let you know what I think.
Ready for this one?
Yeah. Okay. So really good. Maybe just a hint more sriracha and a little bit more salt, and we'll be good to go. And a little bit more green onions. You can add a little more Tobiko. Okay.
I'm the salt pack.
A little bit more salt. Well, you didn't try it, did it? Yeah, just a little bit of this will be fine. And believe it or not, this is only, so this is a 14.5-pound aku. And this is only about half of the slabs. So, and this will easily feed about 15 to 20 people, you know, just poo-poo style. I'll probably cut up a little bit more for some sashimi, but yeah, this is a really good, nice serving of poke. I'm gonna give my wife a try really quick.
It's so good.
Missing anything? Okay, let me give you one with green onion on it too.
Wait, maybe a little bit more sriracha. It's not as spicy.
Okay. A little bit more sriracha. We're gonna add a little sriracha, a little bit more sauce.
Yeah, and Kewpie Mayo.
All right, that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna try a piece, and then I'm gonna let you try a piece. Actually, I'll let you try this one. This one has onion on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
That's perfect.
Woo-wee. So there you have it, guys. This is aku poke, very similar to ahi poke. Really brings out the flavor. I would say even if you were to do like a shoyu base kind of poke, I think it brings out the flavor a little bit more. But everyone's favorite is the spicy. Can't go wrong with spicy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please do feel free to comment on the video. I'll answer every single question that you guys ask respectfully. If it's a nice comment, if it's a mean comment, hey, you know what? Keep it to yourself. But also looking for feedback. But at the same time, this is how I do it, you know. So if you guys are gonna be like, hey, you're not doing it right, you know, you should be doing this or this portion, blah blah blah. Well, yeah, like I said in the other video, you know, this is the way I do it. So I just want to share that with you guys, and I hope some of you guys can at least learn something or be inspired to do something. Or if you actually have never tried poke, you know, making it yourself. It's the most sustainable way to source your food and to eat your own food. This girl. But thank you for watching. Subscribe to Small KINE Fishing.